Hello and welcome on Thomas Geiger Car. Today with the prototype of the new Porsche Taycan. 4 months ahead of the world debut at the Frankfurt Auto Show and half a year ahead of the start of sales. I'm joining the engineers on a final development drive around Weissach to show you the first insights and to prove if the first electric Porsche is still a true Porsche. So if you want to know what to expect from this upcoming Tesla fighter, join me on my first ride and I'll tell you more about it. As keen as I would be on driving the vehicle, for the moment I'm only allowed to sit on the passenger seat while a member of the development team is doing his final test drives. But that is almost as exciting, because all the promises Porsche gave when they showed the first design concept, the serial production car will achieve. So we will have an acceleration from 0 to 100 somewhere in the low 3 seconds and from 0 to 200 in around 12 seconds. Top speed of the most powerful derivative with about 600 horsepower should be around 250 kilometers. And yes, the battery will last for about 500 kilometers, at least in the top model. But driving dynamics is not only acceleration, that is also the way the car handles on the road. And yes, it is a heavy car, more than 2 tons definitely. But as you know Porsche, it is still a very dynamic car. For example, the center of gravity is lower than in a 911 GT3. We will have all-wheel steering, we will have adaptive air suspension, so this car can be really comfortable and really dynamic. A true Porsche. Even if you can't see any details of the design, you will immediately recognize the Taycan as a Porsche, because the lines are typically Porsche, a blend of 911 and Panamera again. So we have that small head on wide shoulders, we have the fenders raising above the bonnet, we have the typical Porsche lights just in a new interpretation, we have that fast roofline, and we have a beautiful back with a tail light that runs through like we also know it from Panamera, 911 or the new Cayenne. Talking about the size, the vehicle is a bit shorter than the Panamera and it is lower than the Panamera. If you have still enough space inside, that is something we're going to check out in a minute. As you see, there is not much to see at the moment because everything is still covered. Since it's still a few months ahead of the world premiere, Porsche is very picky of letting out informations. But once I looked underneath these covers, I found pretty much the same as I knew it from the design show cars that we've seen before. So big screens and only a few buttons. But one button is still left, and it is still left of the steering wheel, the starter button. That is typically Porsche and will stay the same forever. The size of the Taycan is between the 911 and the Panamera. It is a little lower than the Panamera and a little shorter, but it offers enough room for 4 people. While I'm sitting pretty comfortable in the front, in the back it is a bit tighter, especially if the front row passenger is a big one. But compared to other 4-door coupes, it is quite okay. And who knows, maybe there will be a long wheelbase version for China, as we have it with the Panamera as well. Talking about the other capacities, I have 2 trunks, one in the back, almost as big as in the Panamera, and one in the front, almost as big as we know it from 911. So it should be suitable to carry the luggage of 4 people as well. Thanks for joining me on that first passenger ride with the new Porsche Taycan. A car that can really shake up the market of electric luxury vehicles. And a car that is still a true Porsche. It looks like a Porsche, it feels like a Porsche, at least from the passenger seat, and it is modern enough to show you it is a Porsche of the next era. The only thing that is missing is the fun to drive, at least for me, because at the moment I'm only allowed to sit on the passenger seat. So I can't wait to tell you how this vehicle will drive, something we'll figure out later that year. Thank you, Shishye, Sai Chen, and bye-bye.